Now that we watched the video, I just want to explain why I decided to show that to you, is because it provides a different perspective than what we've already been reading in Wes Moore. We have Sadie Ortiz, who's again a young high school student who has been labeled and given stereotypes her whole entire life. And so what I want to do before we move on, I want to talk about Sadie for a little bit and touch on some of those stereotypes that she was able to overcome based on the life choices that she was able to make. First of all, Sadie is a Hispanic woman, but she is not a high school dropout. Sadie is a Hispanic woman, but she is not pregnant at 17 years old. And finally, Sadie is a Hispanic woman, but she will not end up in prison. Okay, she overcame all those stereotypes and she's made the right choices. Sadie is a 4.0 AP student who hopes to major in political science at a college university in New York City. So like I had said before, I love Sadie's story, but more importantly, I think it ties in directly to what we are reading in Wes Moore. So as we look at Wes Moore, he grew up with a lot of the same stereotypes as a fatherless black man in Baltimore, Maryland. He was a fatherless black man, but he is not a drug addict. Wes is a fatherless black man, but he is not a high school dropout. And finally, Wes is a fatherless black man, but he did not end up in prison. Okay, based on his life choices, he was able to overcome these stereotypes. He ended up serving in the U.S. Army as a captain and a paratrooper before becoming a Rhodes Scholar at the prestigious Oxford University. So again, as we look at Wes Moore as the example of overcoming stereotypes, we continue to ask ourselves, how was he able to do that? And it boils down to this quote here. The chilling truth is that his story could have been mine. The tragedy is that my story could have been his. And this is a quote directly from the book, and it's a reference to Wes Moore, the author, and the other Wes Moore. Now we know that the other Wes Moore, he grew up with the same stereotypes as a fatherless black man, but he was unfortunately unable to overcome them based on the decisions and the life choices that he made. So what I want you to do in the next 5 to 10 minutes, I want you to pull out your journals. And what we're going to do is we're going to focus on that quote. Because a major theme throughout the novel, The Other Wes Moore, Two Names, One Fate, is life choices and how they affect our future. So now we have two examples. We're looking at Wes, the author, and now Sadie Ortiz. They were both able to overcome stereotypes by making positive choices in life. So what I want you to do is I want you to take both of their stories now that we've seen both. We've seen the stereotypes that they were faced with and then that they have overcome. I want you to reflect on your own life. Think of some stereotypes that you deal with every single day. Some stereotypes that people label you with and label you as. Think about those stereotypes. I want you to tell me about them. And then I want you to go ahead and tell me how you plan to overcome them. What are some life choices that you can make today, tomorrow, to make sure that these stereotypes don't turn out to be true? What are you going to do to make sure that you, like Wes and like Sadie, are able to overcome these stereotypes and make sure that you are going to be successful in life? Okay, so go ahead and get started on your journal, 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll bring it back together as a class.